My name is Abhinav Shankar Mishra. I am the resident Kathak teacher at the Bhavan, and I have been for the past 2 years. I have recently graduated from London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art in Technical Theatre, and I've also recently gained my diploma in performing in Kathak. So I've been very fortunate to be able to learn from both my parents, Dr. Guru Abhinav Shankar Mishra and Srimati Kakali Shankar Mishra, and they have whipped me into shape since birth, since the tender age of 4, kind of just practice nonstop. But through that, I've gotten to where I am right now. I've had a lot of experiences through Bhavan. We've been very lucky Bhavan has a lot of connections with a bunch of different organizations. So I've been very lucky to perform in places such as the V&A Museum or South Bank, and a lot of different venues over there. And that's kind of given me a lot of insight, like a wider scope almost of how to do Kathak. And even teaching here for the past 2 years, I was very lucky to be able to start at 19, a very young age. But Bhavan had believed in me, they've taken me in. And since then, my insight in Kathak kind of just grew from basic things like where to keep my mudras and how to go into these positions. These things, when you teach them to students, then you realize, oh, I know what I'm doing, but I'm not applying it in dance. They come in, they help me. Luckily, Kathak doesn't really have a steep learning curve to start with. It's pretty nuanced, and when you're starting out, you're in a straight figure, and then your footwork is also just regular flat. So I try and at least stencil out as if like if we're going through the painting kind of thing. Make a little stencil, pencil it in, keep the lines ready. So teach them the foundations almost. Sometimes we have students who haven't danced in the past 10 years, maybe. Yeah. They've learned in the childhood, then came back after getting married, and they want to get back into it. For that, I kind of want to see where they're at, and then I'll decide from the dancing, how where they should fit with my students in accordance to that. I've been taught in an amalgamation of all 3 major Gharanas of Kathak, the Lucknow Gharana, Jaipur Gharana, and Banaras Gharana. And that amalgamation of Gharanas I also impart to my students, starting out with the basic Banaras Gharana Tukras in foundation and open class, and then moving on to diplomas, we hone more into the Lucknow Gharana and its intricacies, and also introduce the Jaipur Gharana. Then when we go to the post-diplomas and the more kind of mastery of the art almost, we then go into the more intense Jaipur and Banaras Gharana compositions, really giving our students all the flexibility and all the options, so that when we have our Rangmanch students come in, or when we have them wanting to debut as a professional, they're able to choose and they're able to decide, this is where I stand, this is what I prefer doing, and this is where I want to be. The number of students are very strong. My students are also very enthusiastic, a little too enthusiastic sometimes, but I make sure to keep them controlled. Bhavan is very good, since there's a ton of events happening all over the time, so I have my students ready to be on stage and make sure that they're comfortable, since I believe that's also as equally as important as learning the art form, making sure you're comfortable on stage and able to perform on stage as much as you can. Once a year I try to always do a student showcase. We just had one on the 14th of April, Nrityotsav. Huge successful, just a full evening of Kathak dance, and my students really get to shine in that moment, and we'll be doing one this year as well. My life at Bhavan, it's having a blank canvas and having just 3 primary colors, and it's up to me to kind of choose how to blend the colors to what way and then make art through that. That's what I feel like my life is, as I have such students who are completely raw, and then I have to kind of hammer them down essentially, and just making sure that they're primed and ready for stage.
शिवम्